how, in your opinions, would you, from your experience, life experience, define success?
Well, this is a really interesting question, whether from a personal perspective or a teacher educator perspective. Well, all of us, every one of us, is living in a society that defines success for us, like by metrics. You need to pass grades with certain scores, get your SAT, you get your high degree, you know, these old stuff that to me now, as someone who holds this PhD, doesn't make any sense. Let me give you an example. I remember when I earned my undergraduate degree in English education, I didn't feel like I'm a successful person. Everyone around me, especially my parents, my family, were like so happy that their daughter did it. And I was among the top 5 students in my department. To me, that was not success. And then I said, well, maybe if I earn my master's degree, this will give me the kind or the sense of fulfillment that I'm looking for. I gave it a few months. Unfortunately, the same thing didn't happen. And just 2 years ago, in 2017, when I earned my PhD from Washington State University, I felt the same. Everyone around me was so excited, but me, no, this is not what I'm looking for. There is something is really missing. Well, what's next? Oh, maybe after I get this professorship, maybe when I get a professorship job, this is what success means. And the thing that when I started my job, well, I didn't work well with my director, and I ended up leaving the job and quitting with choice. And during that period, this is where I learned that success means when you are able to add a value. It's nothing else. Like if I am able to add value to the 3 of you, Joy, Steve, Youssef, even in a micro level, if I was able to share the information with you, this is success. And to me, on a macro level, if I am able to change someone's life to the better, make them or help them reach their full potential, be better version of themselves, this is really success. So to me, success is not about only meeting certain goals, accomplishments, aims. No, it's about adding a value wherever you go. And leaving a mark. And this is what I'm really looking for.
Beautifully said, Abir. Beautifully said. I love the way you've said, we have been conditioned on certain matrix, which gives us a definition of success. But actually, the success that we want, that we sort of feel happy with, is what comes from within us, the matrix that we set. And for yourself, you've said that matrix that even in a granular form, if I can make somebody else happy, and it could be subjective, it could be quantitative, but when that person says, thank you, Abir, you touched me, as in touched my heart and soul, and you helped me, that you pick off and say, this is my success matrix. Beautiful. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Thank you so much. Can I add one small thing?
Please.
Well, I come up with a theory. I call it the square meter change theory. It's my own theory from my imagination.
The square meter change.
To...
Square meter change. Okay.
Do you know
it? No. I'm saying square meter change. So SQM theory. No. I'm just saying. I'm just going to make it a little bit easier.
SQM.
Exactly. SQM change theory. Yep.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
I want to imagine like each one of you is standing in the corner or at the corner of this square meter.
Right.
I'll talk to Steve. I'll talk to Joy. And I'm here. I'll talk to you, Youssef. If I was or I am able to impact you, Saheb, in a positive way, this means that I am a change maker. I am a successful person, that I was able to add a value. And the same thing to Steve and Joy. My expectation that whatever kind of or positive impact that I have on you, this will over time, gradually and steadily go to others. Like you will be able to impact those who are standing next to your square meter. And this way we can make the change that we want to see in this world, as Gandhi once said.
Mm-hmm. And this is the premise behind the book that I wrote right after my father passed away. That for a lot of successful people, it's difficult for them to come out and tell their story because there's this fear of being judged and condemned for a lifestyle that most people desperately desire, but most people are afraid to talk about because there's that fear of being condemned for something that you do that other people vilify. And I started this company at 21. I'm driven, motivated. It's very difficult to describe how I operate. I slept 3-4 hours a day for decades, broken sleep, to make this dream become a reality. But the epiphany that I had when my father passed away and preceding that time, when I started to realize that all this stuff that I've been able to have, this lifestyle that I have, which never made me happy, I was enjoying it because I was a happy person. And that started for me at 15, when I first made the decision to get into martial arts and became a professional kickboxer. I played the bass guitar professionally. Everything I did with intention and passion. I wanted to help people understand that whatever you decide to do, it's okay. And don't define success predicated on somebody else's definition that's trying to steer your ship in whatever direction they think it should go. You got to commandeer the vehicle and take control. Because oftentimes what happens when people have this idea, and Abir alluded to it, when you think that PhD is going to be the panacea that provides you with this opulent feeling of satisfaction, it's far less gratifying than you think it is. And I wanted to tell people, listen, this lifestyle that you want so bad that I'm able to live, I want to help you understand how that happens in reality. And it's very difficult. It's an all-consuming proposition. You'll give up everything. So why does success have to be this? And maybe give up all this other stuff. And I see a lot of people do that. And I made the decision a long time ago. I wasn't going to let my financial desires or my professional desires supersede family. And you can have everything, but you're going to pay a price for it. And that means you're not going to be able to go to happy hour on Thursday night. You're not going to do bowling league 3 nights a week. You're not going to play golf 6 times a week. You're not going to be able to go out and drink with your buddies and play cards and smoke cigars until midnight, because you can't do all the things that I like to do, which are important to me. And so when I started to examine how I wanted to convey that message to people, and so I wanted to be a little bit more compassionate and help people understand that however you define success, it's okay. So really that's what it's about for me, is helping people appreciate that not everybody's intended to build $1 billion business, but as we all agree, that is the benchmark that's being established in our society today and reinforced on a daily basis. That unless you make $1 billion or you have, it used to be okay to be a millionaire. Remember that a few years ago? That was the thing. Hey, we don't even care about that anymore. Now it's a billionaire. Got to be a billionaire. That's when you're going to be happy. You can't have this beautiful dream we all aspire toward without putting in this tremendous amount of time and effort. Like, I'm on this journey now where I literally, a few years ago, I was thinking seriously about, I'm just going to coast. I've earned the right to coast. I'm going to sit on the beach, go to the Maldives for 6 weeks and just have a good time and do the things that I've worked hard to earn. And then when my dad passed away 3 years ago, I realized right then and there, you know what, I've got a story I got to tell. And if I don't tell it, I'm doing the world and myself a disservice, because I've been able to do something that very few people are able to do and sustain it for a long time. And that's the other thing that people don't talk about, the money. I funded this company with my credit card at age 21. You know why? Because that's how much I believed in my dream. All in, fellas and ladies, all in. And so I tell people, how bad do you want to do it? Guess what? I figured out a way to make it happen. And so I want to encourage people, make your dream happen, but don't give up your health. Don't give up your family. If you're married, don't give up your relationship, because this money that you want to have so bad, you're going to wake up and have an epiphany. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Thank you so much for this beautiful discussion. Really, really appreciate it. And it's been an absolute pleasure having you, Abir, and having you, Steve, on Create the Edge. Have a lovely day, everyone.
Have a
Thank you,
day.
guys.
Thank you, Youssef.
Appreciate
Thank you so much.